Welcome back to the channel, guys. If you're new here, I recently just bought this Eunos roasters for $900. Cheapest probably you'll ever find ever in the United States. The odometer says it has 50,000 miles, but the thing is I couldn't crank it over and I couldn't start it when I was there because the previous owner says he took all the oil out because he was going to do a tune-up. But regardless, even if the engine was bad, I would pay the $900 just for the body, right-hand drive, plus hardtop. The hardtop alone is $1,000. So we're gonna try to crank it over. We're gonna put an oil filter on it. We're also gonna put oil in it, and we're gonna put coolant and see what happens. Hopefully the engine is good, and it's only the tranny. That way we can start driving this Monday. Tomorrow I'm gonna go to the dealership, not the dealership, but the tag office, and I'm gonna try to put the title on my name. That should be pretty interesting because everything's in Japanese. I wonder what they're gonna say. Might be a video quality type kind of thing. Maybe I'll record it. But for now, we're gonna open up the hood. It's still kind of sprinkling a little bit, but not enough to stop me. Plus I have like a rain hoodie thing. So we're gonna put oil, we're gonna put coolant, and we're gonna crank it over and see what happens. I swear I can't take this thing off. I have to lift it and use a wrench or something, or one of the oil filter ratchets, but it's raining outside right now that I can't even do that. Yes, I do have a garage, but this thing doesn't move, and it's a pain to actually push by yourself when it's uphill. So I'm gonna wait to see if the rain leaves a little bit, lift it up, and then try to do it that way. But I can't. I tried. It's really stuck on. It's like a Tokyo oil filter. So who knows when this thing had an oil filter or the last time it's had one. So lie, guys, this was so stuck on there. It might even be the original one. I had to call backup to come get it for me. I tried, and they tried too. And it was look how bad Ricardo had and Chino had to squish it. Show them. They had to dent the crap out of it to get it off. And they're pretty sure, and I'm pretty positive that's the one that came with the car. I think the guy dumped the oil and didn't do the oil change because he couldn't take the filter off. So that makes a lot of sense. Now, I don't think I'm going to start it today because it's kind of late. But now I can actually finish it tomorrow. So tomorrow I'm going to put the filter, put oil, hopefully get it running, and then go to the tag office and try to put it in my name. But for now, we're going to pause the video here and I'll start it back in the morning. So as you can see, it's the next day. I actually did finish the oil change and I put a new filter in it as well. We tried to crank it over and we didn't hear a fuel pump. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spray brake cleaner on the actual throttle body, try to crank it over, and if that works, it kind of just means that it is my fuel pump. So we're gonna do that now. So there we go. It's foggy. That's better. Let's get some brake cleaner right here. Brake cleaner. That's the same thing as starting fluid, guys. You can start a car with brake cleaner too. Take this. There you go. Put that there for now. Spray a little bit of brake cleaner. Just a tad bit. There we go. There it goes. Found my issue. Fuel pump it is. So I'll restart this video when I get it in the mail. I'll go order it now. This right here makes me so happy. Usually when you take the carpet out of the Miatas, they're super rusted. Check this one out. It looks practically brand new. Like there's zero rust on this. Like wow. Every Miata I've ever owned, this whole piece is really, really rusted. Every single one I've ever owned, and I've owned 4. This is the first one I've ever seen look like this. Look brand freaking new. This looks so freaking awesome. Wow. So now that I have a lot of room, all I need to do is get a Phillips head, take these all around. This is a cover. The fuel pump is right underneath it, and then we can pull the fuel pump. There's going to be another cover under this. You remove that cover, and then you can pull the fuel pump. So let's get that bad boy out of here. And now, as you can see, we have access to the fuel pump. Like I said again, this thing is such in good shape. Wow, I've never seen a car I've never seen a Miata in this good of shape. All it needs is really paint outside, and this thing would look practically brand new. Now, what we need to do is we need to loosen this clamp, disconnect this, and just remove the bolts. I think it's like 10 of these little tiny ones on the outside of this housing, and then the fuel pump will come out, or the whole fuel pump assembly will come out. And it's really easy. I've done it on my MB several times because I keep having problems with my fuel pump. And that thing, you see, practically brand new. Everything's just coming off. I just can't believe how good of a deal I just got on this car. All right, guys, so I got the new fuel pump. It's right here. This says OEM fit. It looks about the same. So yeah, it looks about the right one. Let me swap this over real quick. I'm not gonna record it. Pretty simple. You just put it on the way you took it off. I'm not gonna record it because I'm running out of time. I have to go work in a little bit. Here's my receipt. All right, we're good to go. So let me put this on real quick. All right, guys, so it's a couple days later, and as you can see, this thing is running. And I do not know what I did. All I did was change the fuel pump. It did not want to turn over when I put the fuel pump in. It turned out that one of the fuel relays wasn't engaging. The one under the cluster, there's a little yellow one right there, but it wasn't working before. Now my car doesn't have enough battery. Let me turn this on. Hold on. Like I said again, that wasn't working before. Now it's somehow working. I was gonna replace it or something was going on. I was having some electrical issue that wasn't kicking in. All I did was replace the fuel pump. I haven't put anything. I have a mess in here. I took this perfect interior apart because nothing was working. And check this out now. It turns on like nothing. Everything works like it should. It fixed itself somehow. I knew the fuel pump was wrong, and then the relay wasn't engaging. And I was like looking on forums and online and everything, and now it works. Everything's working. The oil pressure's kind of low for my liking, but I don't think the gauges are working properly. Oh, the RPMs are working now. They weren't working before. The car's a lot more responsive. I think it just needed to run for a little bit. I'm gonna check the oil of course, but the RPMs weren't working earlier. Now they're working. I think everything just needs to go back to working again, or everything needs to be ran for a little bit to start working like it used to. I hear the fuel pump running. It smells like freaking fuel in here. I need to put that lid back on, but it seems to be working fine now. Everything seems to be working. I'm gonna check the oil, make sure it's at the right level. It should be because I put 4 quarts in it, but everything's working now. The engine sounds healthy. Again, it had a little bit of a misfire, but now it seems like it's perfectly fine. It's not misfiring whatsoever, so it fixed itself somehow. I'm letting it run, kind of get all the little bugs and kinks out of it, but wow, what a steal. So you guys probably know this already, but I do have 2 Miatas. I have my daily drift NB car right here, and I have the Eunos Roadster under the tarp. The interior is really, really good. I don't want to ruin it with the sun. Florida's really, really hot. Dashes start melting, carpets start fading. This is perfect. I don't want to ruin it, and I want to keep it this way. I don't know if I said this in the video, but this car is going to hit paint in September. The goals for this car is to make it a street car, a daily driven street car, so nothing but good parts are going to go on this thing. I also want to put some body modifications before it goes to the shop and gets painted. That means we're going to get a lip. I'm going to try to go for Rocket Bunny look. We're not going to put flares on this. We're not cutting it, but we are going to put lip, diffuser, wing. Nothing too crazy. I haven't decided on the wing, but we are going to do body modifications. We're going to get it running and driving. Unfortunately, the engine does run, but it doesn't move on its own power because the transmission is garbage in this. I decided, you know what, instead of trying to fix this automatic, let's use this one to make a really good Miata. Let's take this one and make one awesome Miata. What I mean by that, this thing has a Torsen, this thing has a 5-speed, this thing has body damage, but this body is perfect. So why not take everything good from this and put it in here? I'm going to keep the 1.6 for now, but later on I do have the 1.8 VVT-i, which makes crazy power under boost. They're known to make around 400. This one's known to make around 200, 250 most, but they are known to be super reliable and take abuse. My last Miata, it's currently in Orlando right now, and it's still running. I have the current owner right now, and he just made 285 on E85 on his 1.6. My last Miata, my black one, if you guys remember that, and that thing's at 200,000. And this has a 1.6 automatic engine, which comes low compression from Mazda. So the game plan, I do have a plan now. We're going to take the tranny off this one, differential, swap it onto this one, and then keep this one for parts, or later on try to find another MB and maybe swap the engine to that with a bad engine. But we're going to use this one as parts to create content for the channel, as well as have a really reliable and powerful Miata that can handle power. This Torsen can handle 400. The transmissions are known to handle around 300 as well. So this is the total package. The NB is more refined and has way better parts. We can use that to upgrade the NA and then send it out to get painted, and then we'll have a really nice Miata on the channel. And then I guess this will be my daily while I'm working on the hatch. Anyways, I don't have my hatch engine, so this will make content. Instead of you guys not getting anything every week, we can start working on this and making this great again. So next video you'll see, we're probably going on Friday to see if we can get our title at the DMV. Everything's in Japanese, but I have to drive to Daytona. It's about a 3-hour drive. They work with imported cars. I called in advance. They said everything should work fine. I have all the paperwork. The guy that I bought this car from was in the military, and he has all the proper paperwork to get my title, so I can drive it on the streets. Once I have my title, then we'll start taking this apart and swapping it into here. This Friday, I'm also going to order my clutch, flywheel, slave, master, and that should be about it. Everything else should just bolt on. And yeah, I'm really excited. If you guys are excited, let me know in the comments down below. I know a couple of you guys do love the MB, and trust me, I do too. And I really had to think about this for a while. But after thinking about it, this car isn't worth much. As you can see, it has a whole bunch of quarter panel damage. And it has rust everywhere. It has big rust holes here. This whole thing's rusted. Underneath is rusted. I did get this really cheap, and I used it as a daily, and I do like it, and it makes pretty good power, but it's super rusted. So why not take all the good parts and put it in a car that's not rusted, has a perfect body, and it's worth probably 6 times more than that, because this is a right-hand drive. So that's the game plan. Hopefully you guys approve with it. Hopefully you guys are on board with it as well. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.